Welcome to Palo Alto Network's Cloud Security Professional Certification, presented by Rashmi Shah. In this session, you'll get a crystal clear overview of the Palo Alto Network's Cloud Security Professional Certification and how our training sets you up for success. Think of this as your roadmap from zero to confident practitioner. We explain the exam blueprint, translate vendor jargon into practical workflows, and show you how Cortex/Prisma Cloud capabilities apply across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. We'll highlight what actually moves the needle in real environments, reducing exploitable risk, speeding investigations, and closing misconfigurations before they become incidents. If you're a beginner, you'll find the journey approachable and structured. If you're experienced, you'll appreciate the depth. Posture management across CSPM and KSPM, identity and access with CIEM, runtime defense via CWP and CDR, and application security with ASPM, SCA, secrets, and IAC. Expect clear mental models, job-ready playbooks, compliance reporting strategies, and repeatable dashboards that impress stakeholders. Our goal is not to drown you in features, but to help you build an integrated cloud security muscle memory, how to prioritize alerts, link findings to business impact, and continuously improve MTTD, MTTR. By the end, you'll know exactly what skills you'll gain, how to prepare efficiently, and why this certification is a strong differentiator in hiring pipelines for cloud security roles, SOC operations, DevSecOps, and platform engineering. Let's demystify the certification itself. The Cloud Security Professional exam from Palo Alto Networks validates your ability to secure cloud environments using Cortex Cloud capabilities end-to-end. The blueprint weights domains such as SOC fundamentals, Cortex fundamentals, cloud posture security, CSPM, KSPM, AI-SPM, DSPM, cloud runtime security, CWP, CDR, WAAS, and application security, ASPM, SCA, secrets, IAC, CI/CD posture. You are tested on concepts, configuration patterns, and the judgment to choose the right control at the right time. Our course maps each domain to hands-on tasks you'll likely perform on the job, designing dashboards for compliance, onboarding data sources for log/asset hygiene, tuning runtime detections for containers and serverless, and right-sizing permissions with CIEM. We also highlight common pitfalls: alert fatigue without consolidation, posture drift from unmanaged accounts, and identity sprawl that increases blast radius. The exam expects you to connect these dots, not memorize screens. We'll teach you how to think like an examiner and a practitioner at once, verify assumptions, prioritize exploitable risk, and explain trade-offs. You'll see exactly how to structure your study plan, which labs create the biggest skill lift, and how to convert learning time into tangible career capital. SOC fundamentals may seem introductory, but they are decisive for exam and workplace success. You must understand roles: Tier 1 triage, Tier 2 investigation, Tier 3 hunting, escalation paths, and the way AI/ML elevates analysts by enriching context, clustering signals, and suppressing noise. Threat intelligence is not just feeds, it's direction for hypothesis-driven investigations and proactive controls. We'll walk through incident categorization and prioritization techniques that connect alerts to business risk, distinguishing a benign misconfiguration from a pathway to data exposure. Our training shows how to design response playbooks that are fast, auditable, and automation-ready, evidence capture, correlation, containment, and post-incident learning loops. We emphasize meaningful metrics, MTTD, MTTR, dwell time, containment time, that leadership actually cares about. You'll practice turning raw findings into stakeholder updates and executive dashboards that reflect risk reduction, not just ticket counts. These patterns help you in the exam because questions often test your judgment in ambiguous scenarios. They help you at work because you'll spend less time chasing false positives and more time preventing real loss events. Finally, we cover collaboration etiquette with engineering and product teams to land durable fixes instead of temporary patches. Cortex fundamentals are about grasping the data plane and the control plane, users and roles, indicator types, IP, domain, URL, log and asset inventories, rules, and compliance constructs. In the course, you'll learn how to onboard data sources, validate ingestion health, and normalize/enrich events so your analytics actually fire correctly. We show how to build dashboards that stakeholders trust, what KPIs belong on an executive summary, how to present risk concentration and exposure paths, and how to schedule compliance reports that withstand scrutiny. You will work through the life cycle of a detection, from raw signal to actionable alert, and practice mute/suppress strategies to keep queues lean. We also teach guardrails for multi-tenant setups and cross-account visibility, plus secrets for pro-level troubleshooting. verifying timestamps, schema mismatches, and identity mapping. Understanding these foundations saves hours every week, and it's also fertile ground for exam writers. They expect you to interpret how different Cortex components interact under load, during incidents, and as teams scale. By mastering fundamentals, you make every other domain easier, because your posture, runtime, and AppSec signals all depend on high-quality ingestion and sane role design. Posture is where many candidates either shine or struggle. We organize CSPM, KSPM/AI-SPM, DSPM into a single mental model, discover assets and identities, evaluate configurations against policies and frameworks, classify sensitive data, and surface exposure paths that connect misconfigurations to real data at risk. You'll practice building policies that catch misconfigured storage, weak encryption, public endpoints, permissive IAM roles, risky Kubernetes defaults, and drift across accounts or clusters. We cover agentless scanning to accelerate coverage without deployment friction, unified compliance to align with CIST/NIST ISO, and vulnerability management that prioritizes exploitable risk over raw CVE counts. Identity security, CIEM, is treated as a first-class posture control. We explain permission graph analysis, privilege escalation paths, and techniques to enforce least privilege without breaking teams. For the exam, you'll learn how to interpret posture findings, correlate them with DSPM classifications, and choose the next best remediation. For the job, you'll build dashboards that show posture improving week over week, with proof of reduced exposure to sensitive datasets. The outcome is a repeatable process. You won't just fix alerts. You'll prevent entire classes of misconfigurations from reappearing. Runtime is where threats become incidents. We dive into CWPCDR/WAAS with concrete scenarios, containers spawning unexpected processes, serverless functions reaching unapproved endpoints, VMs exhibiting suspicious lateral movement, and APIs facing injection or abuse. You'll learn an agent strategy, where agents make sense, where agentless telemetry is enough, and how to roll out with minimal friction. We teach policy design that balances detection fidelity with performance and developer productivity. You'll tune detections, suppress noisy patterns, and craft response playbooks that include automated containment but preserve forensics. For welcome actions, we review patterns against OWASP Top 10 and modern API threats, including bot management and rate limit guardrails. Exam items often test whether you can pick the right control quickly, e.g., use WAAS for API protection rather than overextending CSPM policies, so we give you quick decision trees. In production, these skills mean fewer escalations at 2 a.m., cleaner handoffs with SREs, and measurable risk reduction tied to critical services. You'll leave with a deployable checklist to get meaningful runtime coverage in days, not months. Application security with ASPM focuses on shifting left without slowing teams. We integrate SCA to find vulnerable dependencies, secrets scanning to catch embedded credentials, IAC security to block risky configurations before deployment, and CI/CD posture checks to enforce guardrails. You'll learn how to set break glass pathways for urgent releases without weakening your overall posture. We also discuss SPLMs, artifact signing, and provenance to reduce supply chain tampering risk. In practice, AppSec is successful when developers see security as enablement, fast feedback, crisp remediation advice, and metrics that showcase reduced defect escape rates. We'll show how to thread findings from ASPM into runtime and posture views, so your organization shares one risk language. For the exam, understanding these relationships helps in scenario questions that blend CI/CD, IAC, and production controls. For your career, these patterns are what hiring managers want. Engineers who can scale security through automation, not manual gates. We provide templates for PR checks, pipeline policies, and dashboards that show governance without gridlock, helping you communicate modern AppSec value to leadership and auditors alike. Why does this certification matter for your career? Employers need practitioners who can unify cloud posture, identity, runtime, and application security, because attackers cross these boundaries. By mastering Cortex/Prisma Cloud, you signal that you can operationalize controls across AWS, Azure, and GCP, translate findings into business risk, and automate repeatable defenses. The credential helps you stand out for roles like Cloud Security Engineer, SOC Analyst, DevSecOps/Platform Engineer, AppSec Engineer, or Security Architect. During and after the course, you'll accumulate tangible outcomes, dashboards, policies, and playbooks that demonstrate your capability in interviews. We also teach you how to quantify impact, reduce data at risk, least privilege wins, runtime containment time, so your resume and LinkedIn showcase measurable value, not just tool names. The return on investment is twofold: exam readiness plus job-ready artifacts. If you're moving from networking or systems into cloud security, this is a structured on-ramp. If you're already in security, this accelerates your ability to lead cross-functional initiatives without waiting for a new headcount or a new tool budget. You're invited to join the full training, where we go deeper with guided labs, graded practice drills, and expert feedback. Enrollment gives you structured modules aligned to the blueprint, downloadable lab guides, and periodic updates as features evolve. Start by taking the self-assessment to locate your strongest and weakest domains. Then follow the sprint plan. Posture one day, runtime the next, AppSec after that. Mix in CIEM and society workflows so you can reason across the stack. We recommend setting a realistic exam date and booking it. Deadlines focus your practice. Inside the course, you'll find checklists, policy templates, and dashboard recipes you can adapt at work. If you're an employer, consider enrolling a small cohort to standardize vocabulary, accelerate posture wins, and improve incident response consistency. The best time to start is now. Every week you delay is a week where misconfigurations can linger and permissions can sprawl. Join us, learn the patterns that matter, and build a professional edge that compounds exam success, stronger interviews, and a demonstrable ability to reduce cloud risk in real environments.